Florida. Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Kevin. We all are well aware of the Miami Heat and their particular culture. Udonis Haslem, who's been one of the mainstays of this franchise throughout its history, said, "It's a warrior's mentality, being part of something bigger than yourself and sacrificing for your brother. You have to be committed mentally or your body will never follow. It's demanding on and off the floor." Kevin?
Everyone talks about the Heat culture. It is special. David, thank you. And how about a look at the most recent power rankings? Very telling, even though, guys, we're just still in December. Taking a look at Houston. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And right now, for Miami, they've had an interesting start to the year. Lately, they've put together some nice wins, and you get the general sense that their confidence is growing.
Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. Lonzo Ball out there at Bledsoe. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And then there's Steven Adams. And it's Hayes in at the power forward. And for the Heat, Dragic is out there with Hero. Then there's Myers Leonard. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Adebayo in at the 4. Well, and this must be a time of year when teams are still working on their chemistry, Clark. Everybody getting comfortable with their roles.
Well, you know, Kevin, you would hope that being comfortable and having good chemistry would be a given by now, even though it's still early. There's not a ton of time for the feeling out process in the NBA because the games come so rapidly.
Now here's Bledsoe. What a tremendous game he played against the Clippers. And Eric Bledsoe, special kind of athlete.
And 3 separate knee surgeries in the rear view, but still so fast, his teammates call him Ferrari. The way he's built, a muscle car might be more accurate.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, one of the things I'd like to see Bledsoe improve on is his passing. Other than that, I think his overall game is pretty solid.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Here's Hero. Left side, Leonard. Pass to Adebayo. That's tipped. Ball feeling it out a bit. Kept alive. Bledsoe kicks the ball. His 3-pointers off the mark. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for Miami. Hero.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
And they have really leaned on his free throw shooting at times this season. He's been there for them, too, with 88% from the line.
You know, he's been one of those players they've wanted on the line as much as possible this season, especially in close games, guys.
That's good from Hero. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
Bledsoe passes to Ingram. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Outside for Bledsoe. Ingram outside. 5 to shoot. Yep, that one goes in there.
Yeah, you know, he's slight of build, lanky and long and athletic, but he still finishes through contact, and he's not afraid to go in there and take the hit either.
Now here's Dragic. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And as impressive as the numbers were for Jimmy Butler in the bubble, they don't begin to tell the whole story. He was hitting clutch shots for the Heat during that run in the postseason.
And the first one drops. You know, Greg, going back to Jimmy Butler, it felt like each series he had a few big shots.
I mean, everything you want from your leader. The big shots, motivating others, setting an example with his play. Butler played as well as any leader in the postseason.
He's perfect from the line this time.
You know, Butler is athletic. He's got great skills, but he's also an intelligent player, a natural leader, too, a former 30th pick overall in the 2011 NBA draft. He continues to ascend.
Now here's Ingram. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Clippers. Here's Hero. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Utilizing that weight room muscle there. Butler very difficult to box out.
Bledsoe with him. Butler covering. Adams outside. Pass to Ingram. Outside, Ball. Adams trying to free himself up. Ball, no good.
You know, currently they're just 1 of 5 from the field. That's not going to get it done.
Here's Butler. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And Adebayo sends it back.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring. Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Bledsoe. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Yeah, so hard to defend Bledsoe in the screen and roll, specifically because of how unpredictable he is in these situations.
Now here's Dragic. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. Hero passes to Butler. 6 on the shot clock. Trying to get open is Adebayo. Goes back up. Rejected by Ingram.
In addition to being superb on offense, Ingram is also a ridiculously good defender. I mean, his long reach really allows him to come up with a good number of blocks.
Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Here's Bledsoe, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17.
The flashy handles on display there. Love whenever Bledsoe pulls out those ridiculous segments of action.
Now here's Dragic. Ingram with the steal. Knocked loose. Leonard with the ball. Now guarded. Oh, what a dunk!
Well, I like seeing Butler show off his mad hops. This guy's got big-time bounce and knows how to slam it down with authority.
Outside, Ball. To the inside. Outside for Bledsoe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hayes trying to break free.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
And it's Butler with the jam.
And I love watching Jimmy Butler play. This guy is just fun to watch. I mean, he's a tremendous dunker, strong physical body, and he knows how to throw it down.
Bledsoe against Dragic. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. Lays it up off the glass. Bledsoe's got 8 points. For Miami, they've gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Dragic kicks to Butler. To the paint. Ingram with it. Butler covering. Ingram outside. Bledsoe passes to Hayes. Ingram deciding where to go with it. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. From deep. Ball no good.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Over to the left wing. Bledsoe kicks the ball.
Boy, I tell you what, Ball doing a nice job using his size down in the post, rising up above his defender to get that one to go down.
Now Dragic. The pass to Butler. And here's Adebayo. Covered by Hayes. Misses the baby hook.
You know, sometimes making it difficult for him to finish at the rim is all you can ask for from the defense.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
You know, guys, it seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. Just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Ball, the pass to Adams. Kicks to Ingram. From the high post, he drills it. Ingram's got his second bucket tonight.
The nice shooting ability of Ingram makes that mid-range J a quality shot.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game, getting their first look of the season at this Pelicans team.
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
And, you know, when you only see a team twice a year, it's hard to really get a good understanding of who they are, or a good feel for them. And oftentimes that can lead to a series split.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Olenek, he's checked in for Leonard. Iguodala comes in for Jimmy Butler. Duncan Robinson, he's checked in for Tyler Hero. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Goran Dragic.
And the defense to start that play was terrific. I love the fact that they attacked early in the shot clock.
Nunn with it. 8 points his last outing. Pass to Adebayo. And Olenek kicks to Iguodala. And Adebayo throws it down.
Second chance points kill you. It's a strength of Adebayo picking up the garbage and putting it in.
The Pelicans have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Here's the floater, and he's able to get it back. It's stolen by Adebayo. And now in transition, here we go. Iguodala. And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That's his first foul. Redick against Iguodala. 6 to shoot. Gets it to go. That one good from Adebayo.
Boy, the unselfishness of Iguodala is really admirable. A forward with excellent vision. He has a feel for when one of his guys is open.
The Pelicans trail. Redick surveying the D. Out left to the wing. Pass to Hart from deep. 5 on the clock. Fires for 3. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got 5 rebounds tonight. And the jam by Andre Iguodala.
Man, I like the aggressiveness of Iguodala. I mean, remarkable at taking it all the way to the rack.
And so it's New Orleans with it. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
Well, you know, you hear about the importance of having depth all the time, bench players that contribute. In last game, their bench came alive.
Clock at 4. Stolen by none. And they have certainly been looking locked in offensively.
They sure have, staying aggressive and playing under control. And surprisingly, a firm throwdown. And that's a little bit out of character, Kevin.
It is, Greg. You're right. He's got plenty of size to attack the basket, but rarely does.
Well, he certainly attacked it that time. I mean, that's what they want to see more from him.
They need this one. They get it back. Hernan Gomez. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Miami.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Bradley's checked in for Miami. Free throw good, Hernan Gomez. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back three, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
And I love that list. You're right on. That one good for 2. Hernan Gomez has got 5.
Redick is a guy who just doesn't look for his shot. He also knows how to get his guys going. A terrific teammate.
None passes to Bradley. The dish to Robinson. Pass to Nunn. The Heat need to get a shot off. Iguodala no good. Pelicans trail by 3. The drive by Redick. There's 1:26 left to play here in the first. And the pass to Melly. Fires the 3. Can't hit that one. And Miami the other way now. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, tough game on the road. The guys you're defending, obviously comfortable shooting in their own building. You've got to find a way to break their rhythm.
Yeah, and it's not easy to do. Much easier said than done, but they're capable of making it happen. It just comes down, I think, to will and desire.
The Heat shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Pelicans trail by 6. Outside, Redick. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Nine feet out. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Let's see some of the numbers here for Steven Adams.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Pass to Olynyk. Outside Robinson. There's the 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And the Pelicans miss again. And here are the Heat now. They're on a 13-5 run. Makes it off the glass.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Redick passes to Hernan Gomez. Over Robinson. Hernan Gomez, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Jimmy Butler has been on display for Miami. Between his points and his rebounds, he was a star for him in that quarter. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And we spoke with Jimmy Butler not too long ago about his teammates.
These guys work so hard, and they're young, and they're professional with it, that you're planting that seed early, so they can only get better, and they're learning, and they're gaining confidence because they're playing so well. So with me being here with these guys, we're special.
Well, Greg, it sounds like Butler has found happiness.
You know, people don't talk enough about fit. It's important to be in an organization and a system that maximizes your abilities. Butler is playing some of the best ball in his life and making everyone around him better.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly break down the game we've been seeing from the Heat, guys.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, you know, for them guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
We've got Olynyk, Iguodala out there with Robinson. Then it's Kendrick Nunn. And it's Bradley in at the two-guard spot. So that's who Miami starts the second with. Redick passes to Hernan Gomez to the wing right side. Off target from outside. The Heat leading by 10. Nunn looking around. Stolen by Bledsoe. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Nunn against Redick. Pass to Bradley. From the corner. Eric Bledsoe grabs the miss. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the Pelicans. And the layup's good off the glass. Bledsoe's got 10 points in the game.
You can't allow Bledsoe that kind of position. I mean, he's extremely effective in the paint.
Bledsoe against Nunn. Now the pass to Iguodala. Outside Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Bradley. That one wide left. Pelicans trail by 8. Bledsoe outside. Outside, Redick. Over Robinson. And it's Miami with the rebound. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Bradley can't get it to go. For New Orleans, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. The shot by Redick, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Bradley drives in, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on J.J. Redick. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that field, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. And a new group in for the Heat. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Bam Adebayo comes in for Andre Iguodala. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Duncan Robinson. And it's Dragic in for Kendrick Nunn. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Adams, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Hayes comes in for Nicolo Melli. Brandon Ingram, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. And it's Lonzo Ball in for Hart. Pelicans trail by 10. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the stripe.
Guys, he is close to where he was last year in that category, but his numbers are still down just a skosh.
And the first one at the line is good.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free, and they've done exactly that, made them pay.
And so Bradley nails both of them.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Bledsoe against Dragic. No good from Bledsoe. The Heat leading by 12. Outside Dragic. Here's Adebayo. Misses the baby hook. New Orleans has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Ingram. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
Hey, I know Ingram looks a little wispy and light, but his strength is deceptive.
And there are a number of things that make Ingram a dominant force. But what really jumps out at you the moment you see him, the length. Few wings in league history have had a 7'3" wingspan.
The Heat making a switch here. Heroes checked in. And that one falls for Ingram. And Greg, you combine Ingram's length with his emerging skill set. He has got a long career ahead of him in the NBA.
I mean, he certainly has the tools. What we need to see now is the consistency year in and year out. It's one thing to reach that star status. It's another to become one of the true superstars in our league.
And the jam by Bledsoe.
Hey, I tell you what, nobody's working harder on offense than Bledsoe tonight. His numbers tell the story.
Outside Dragic. Passes it to Hero. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Steven Adams picks one up. This is his second trip to the line in this one. The first one falls. And so he hits both. And it's Bledsoe with the ball for the Pelicans. They trail by 9 points. And Adams kicks to Ingram. Over Butler. And it's Ingram missing. Heat have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Launches the 3. Hero, no good. Pelicans trail by 9. It's Ingram on the wing. Offline with his 3. The Heat shooting 43% for the game. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his specialty?
Whatever he made, it was special. It wouldn't matter.
First one falls for him. So he gets them both. And here's Bledsoe. 12 points for him. He kicks it to Adams. He dishes it to Ingram. From downtown, the offensive rebound. Adams' shot is off. The Heat leading by 11. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Miami no good on that time either. Ingram up top. 7 points in the game. Bounce pass from Bledsoe. Ingram outside. Shot clock at 5. Off target from three-point range.
Feels to me like this team is going to need more from him, guys. I mean, if they're to erase this deficit, he's got to step up.
To the middle. Here's Adebayo. And it's blocked. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Bledsoe's running. He feeds it to Adams. Out to Ingram. The three ball. Ingram can't get that one to fall.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
That one drops for him.
Don't think you're going to get a better look than that, and it's Butler who makes it possible with an excellent feed.
Here's Bledsoe. He's got 12.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, thanks very much. Well, Steven Adams could be the league's most physical presence. All-star Jimmy Butler said that he is just so strong. Butler says he hit me with a screen, and I thought my life was over. Adams said his strength doesn't help with flopping. The refs are like, get up. Guys, he has a sense of humor about it, and maybe that's a counterbalance to his great physical gifts.
You're right, D.A. He is strong. Thanks for that report. Bledsoe. And Adebayo sends it back. Now a timeout called by Miami. And the Pelicans making a change here. Well, you got to help out the team whenever you can, and this group of shooting guards have helped out on the glass for their respective teams this year. Fourth, Lonzo Ball.
Well, it's not easy to do what these players have done in that area, strictly because of positioning. I mean, typically a two-guard, you're not in tight when a shot goes up, so competing for rebounds is that much more difficult.
And that's why it takes that unique combination of agility and instincts to make your way onto that list. Those guys have a terrific balance of the physical and mental aspects of the game.
Adams finds Ball. Defended by Butler. Clock at 6. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Well, I'm not sure how that one found the bottom of the net, but, hey, you take it when it comes.
Dragic looking for an opening. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Ball. One-on-one fast break. Jimmy Butler with the rebound.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
The putback. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Adams has got 8 rebounds in this game. Takes the 3. He can't hit that time. And it's Miami the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Butler. Here's Leonard. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. And the Heat lead by 11.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
A different look for Miami. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Myers Leonard. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Goran Dragic. Ingram outside. 6 to shoot. And stolen by Butler. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Hero. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And here's Ingram from the arc. They get the rebound.
I have to put a body on Adams. He's too good of an offensive rebounder to not pay attention.
Now, here's Nunn. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Back to Butler. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Butler's got the lead up to 13 now for the Heat. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. Defended by Nunn.
In a moment here to check out the stats for Jimmy Butler. He's averaging about 19 points per, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Well, you know that he can put points up in a hurry, and he leads this team in scoring.
Yeah, you know, I think he's got a great sense of how to keep their offense going and being productive. If somebody else is having an off night, then he kind of steps in and fills the gap.
And he makes the first. Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for the Heat. Duncan Robinson comes in for Hero. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Adams. Nicolo Melli comes in for Jackson Hayes. J.J. Redick's checked in for Brandon Ingram. And it's Josh Hart in for Lonzo Ball. And so he makes both from the line.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Butler dishes to Olynyk. Nunn wide open. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
You can't miss those, but even the best do on occasion.
Pass to Melli. Hernan Gomez trying to break free. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Hernan Gomez has got it back down to single digits for New Orleans. Miami's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. 1:15 left now here in the second. Nunn passes to Robinson. Shot clock at 6. Nice move. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, early on in the season still, but let's take a look at where the Pelicans sit right now.
And let's take a look back at those rebounding stats, because that is, to me, really impressive, that ranking. They've certainly got the strength and maybe more importantly, the disposition to win that battle on the boards.
And that free throw good from Nunn. Bradley's checked in for the Heat. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Pelicans trail by 10. A floater. Yep, that one goes in there. Hart's got his first 2 points.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Kicks it out to Iguodala. Robinson for 3. That one doesn't go. And New Orleans will come the other way. Redick is in the corner. Robinson pulls it in.
Putting up a goose egg bagel this period. At this point, you have to run the offense through somebody else. I mean, that's your only choice.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. And the wide open shot from Redick. No good on the triple.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it. And boy, has he picked it up since the start of the second. His shots now starting to fall.
Now Redick. The 3. The shot missing. And that concludes the first half. Miami ahead, up 10. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy, you have come a long way in this league. When you look at your career now versus when you came in, how different is it?
Much different. I think on the floor, I'm supposed to do a lot more on both ends of the floor. And off the floor, I think it's still the same. People recognize my hair.
Well, it is a unique style, Jimmy. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Big-time play throughout the first half for Jimmy Butler. He had 12 points, 3 steals, and 5 rebounds. Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, they were really in attack mode. The most telling stat is how many times they got to the free throw line. They weren't all afraid to get their hand and get those elbows there. You know, I'm a specialist when it comes to the elbows, Ernie.
And Kenny, what'd you see from New Orleans?
Their lack of execution surprised me. You know, they had a lot of turnovers off sloppy ball handling, which goes back to the fundamentals. And I know we say it all the time, just make the simple play. And this is why. Without giving away possessions, they'd be a lot closer in this game.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You know, Eric Bledsoe has been exceptional here, guys.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Miami leading by 10. So for New Orleans right now, he's out there with Adams. Then there's Bledsoe. Then it's Ball. And it's Ingram in at the 3 spot. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Man, what strength from Butler. Refuses to be tied down or held down. Excellent concentration on the and one.
This will be his third free throw shot of the game.
One shot.
Pelicans trail by 13. Bledsoe kicks to Ingram. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Ingram's got 9.
And look at it, a significant portion of their offense coming on those second chance opportunities.
Yeah, they've played with more hunger. Very impressive with the effort they put on the glass. I like that tenacity.
Here's Leonard. Knocks it loose. And the foul called on Myers Leonard. That's his first foul. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
The defensive awareness, the timing, when you have to face a defender that can reject you like that, it can alter your approach.
And so it's Ingram who brings up the ball for the Pelicans. 11-point game. It seems like every team, Greg, needs that one enforcer, that one guy who's going to get under opponent's skin.
Well, in one poll of coaches and players, Adams was voted the second dirtiest player in the league. One guy said he's real physical, but maybe he crosses the line. Throws the sneaky elbow here and there, commits extra hard fouls, yet Adams usually escapes foul trouble.
Pelicans trail by 13. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Ingram attacking. And Adebayo sends it back. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Here's Hero. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Lonzo Ball picks one up. He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Hero. And he makes both free throws. Pelicans trail by 15. Ingram outside. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That foul gives him 4, so he's got to settle down a bit.
Ingram with it. 9 points in the game so far. And the layup falls. Ingram's got 11 points.
Brandon Ingram, a nice display of toughness from the young forward here, showing that he can score through just about anything.
Dragic dishes to Butler. Adams, some nice D. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Ingram kicks to Bledsoe. 3-pointer. They get it again.
Excellent awareness of where to be on the offensive boards. He did it with great positioning.
Miami leading by 11. Outside Dragic. Here's Butler. No good, and he's missed half of his 14 field goal attempts. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Right around 3 minutes into the second half.
And this is too easy for Adebayo. Once he's close to the rim, he is going to damage it.
Pelicans trail by 13. And here's Bledsoe. 14 points for him. Bucket is good. 16 points for him.
Boy, he's really been dominant in this one. Unfortunately, he hasn't had much help.
Dragic against Bledsoe. Dragic the pass to Adebayo. This is to Butler. And they double up Butler. Just 5 to shoot. Nailed from 3-point land.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here's Bledsoe. And Adebayo sends it back. Shot's good by Bledsoe.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Melly's checked in. And this is a good time to show you some of the league's most disruptive defenders over the past month. The steal leaders at the small forward. Jimmy Butler, fourth.
I mean, if you're an opposing small forward, this could also be called a list of the league's most annoying players. I mean, they will be in your jersey all night when you're up against them.
They are an elite group of defenders. I mean, they don't just make it difficult for opposing small forwards. They pester entire teams with their activity, jumping in the passing lanes, being active with their hands and feet. Very impressive defensively.
Andre Iguodala is checked in for Butler. Here's Melly. He's guarded by Adebayo. Ball, the pass to Bledsoe. It's stolen by Adebayo. Now here's Iguodala. Defense right on him. Off target at the rim. Outside, ball. Adebayo against Ingram. To the wing on the left. Melly. Here's Adams. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Not the last time we'll see that. Adams is so powerful and loves to take it to the defense.
Josh Hart, he's checked in for ball. And the second free throw, good. You know, you look at the 2020 class for the Basketball Hall of Fame, Greg, some great names, headlined by Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant. I mean, historic players.
And all the more emotional, Kevin, having Kobe enshrined after his tragic passing. But
yes,
when you look at the accomplishments of this class, arguably the most decorated that the Hall of Fame has ever seen.
And Greg, you've gotten a bird's eye view. You've gotten a front court view. You've had a chance to be alongside these Hall of Fame players.
Incredible talents, great people, and truly they've been terrific ambassadors for our game.
And Adams with the slam.
And ball goes up and Adams comes down. The anticipation skills, knows where to be to finish that play.
Here's Dragic. Pass to Adebayo. Back to Dragic. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo. Adebayo's got 3 assists in the game. And so it's Bledsoe with it, bringing it up for the New Orleans Pelicans, trailing by 13. There's the pass to Melly. The three-pointer off the mark.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for the Heat.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And some controversy last season. Andre Iguodala traded to the Grizzlies. We know he didn't report, Greg, just stayed in the Bay Area until a trade could be worked out to Miami.
I'd call that a power move, Kevin, no doubt. Iguodala, a respected vet, wanted to play for a contender, and he got an extra year and $15 million in the deal.
Here's Hart. Releases. Rebound by the Heat. Olynyk got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Loads it up for Adebayo.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Look at New Orleans, off to a great start this season, currently in 2nd.
And I think for New Orleans, they are, in my eyes, one of the big surprises of the young season. I mean, no doubt the talent was there, but I just didn't think it would come together this fast.
Well, you know what? I think it's a testament to how hard they worked in the preseason. I mean, they didn't want to take any chances to have this thing fall apart. They wanted to hit the ground running, and they have.
Guarded by Bradley. Passes it to Hart. Here's Hernan Gomez. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the 2nd effort.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of thing.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, we know that for years the NBA has thought about a postseason play-in tournament to get more teams and fans involved. Last year's pandemic stoppage basically necessitated its implementation. For the NBA, the disruption of business as usual enabled innovation and risk-taking. I don't want to be too hoity-toity, but it was Albert Einstein who once said, "In the midst of every crisis lies great opportunity." Guys, back to you.
You're right. Thank you, David. Here's Melly, and they come right back with their own 3-pointer.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Kendrick Nunn, he's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Bradley passes to Nunn, and that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Robinson against Redick. Here's Adebayo. For 3, it's tipped. Here's Hart. Puts up a 3. Nunn grabs the board. Loads it up for Adebayo. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
With strong athleticism, Adebayo can finish just about any lob with his large catch radius.
Here's Hart. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Robinson for 3. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And it's clear that's a change for the better from what he was able to do at the free throw line a year ago, guys.
And he knocks down the first one. The Heat making a switch here. Leonard's checked in. No good on the second free throw. Miami leading by 15. Now here's Adebayo. 12 points for him. Outside Robinson. Now Adebayo from 7. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Hernan Gomez has got 7 rebounds in the game. Outside Redick. Guarded by Robinson. Second chance shot, and it's in there. Hernan Gomez has got 12.
Second chance points have really been an issue here defensively.
And you know, defense isn't done until you finish it off with the rebound. It's like the period at the end of a sentence. That's where they have to improve.
Nunn can't get it to fall.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high impact defense they want to see out of him.
Hernan Gomez finds Redick. 6 on the shot clock. Goes up the baseline. Hernan Gomez controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure, but unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Nunn passes to Adebayo. Kicks it out to Bradley, trying to get something going. Offensive rebound. Another shot. The shot by Adebayo, no good. Pelicans trail by 11. Redick for 3. Hands it from downtown. Redick's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Very dangerous from outside the arc as he's been throughout his career. All Redick needs is a little separation, and he's golden.
Again, the miss by the Heat. Here's New Orleans. They're on a 15-5 run here. Here's Hart, guarded by Bradley. Belly, and again, New Orleans with the triple.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
To the inside, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
An outstanding athlete for a player of his huge build. Adebayo will bang and bump with the best of them.
It's his first trip to the line. The first free throw is good. Butler, he's checked in for the Heat. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime. Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
They double him with Butler. Back to Hernan Gomez. Ball against Robinson. The jump hook, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Redick against Butler. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Heat lead by 5. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. They've got Avery Bradley. Bam Adebayo is out there with Myers Leonard. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Dragic in at the point. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Redick dishes to Hayes. Just 5 on the clock. Ball against Bradley. Ball no good. And so it's Butler with it. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. And Adebayo throws it down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Pelicans trail by 7. Bledsoe with it. There's the lob to the hoop, and Hayes throws it down.
Decent at spotting his teammates. You know, Bledsoe is good, I think, at reading the defense and then recognizing when he's got an open teammate.
Bledsoe against Dragic. Inside, Butler. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Butler's got 19 points.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Down low. Now here's Adebayo. Covered by Hayes. Here's Butler. And the shot goes in. And now a 9-point Miami lead.
The well put together Butler proving that he's just a little too strong there, not allowing the physical defense to stifle him at all.
For New Orleans, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
Boy, he's been killing them all night, and the defense looks like it's practically packed it in.
And some changes here for the Heat. Andre Iguodala is checked in for Bam Adebayo. And Hero subbed in for Bradley. The Pelicans also changing it up. Steven Adams comes in for Hernan Gomez. And it's Brandon Ingram in for J.J. Redick. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. He said, we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. He pleaded with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And the dunk to finish it off. Ah, beauty.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now.
Well, you know what? You don't want to do too much to get an opponent riled up. You got to be mindful of that.
Butler against Ingram. Six to shoot. Adams trying to free himself up. And it's Ingram missing.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down. Try to get some easy ones.
Ball kicks to Bledsoe. Here's Hayes. Off target with his 3. The Heat leading by 9. It's Butler that time on the assist by Iguodala. Iguodala's got 5 assists in the game. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Here's Ingram. Robinson's checked in for Jimmy Butler. First free throw is good.
And really, guys, I can't put a ceiling on Ingram. I mean, with his length and his shooting stroke and work ethic, this is a guy who I think has the potential to be truly great.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Here's Dragic. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Pass to Hero. Leonard trying to break free. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Good on the second free throw. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. A moment to check out who the New Orleans Pelicans have coming up. On Thursday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. And then on Saturday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And looking at the Utah matchup, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Shot's good by Bledsoe.
Tremendous explosion towards the rack. Bledsoe in attack mode, and I love it.
Dragic against Bledsoe. Dragic the pass to Hero. And here's Leonard. 4 on the clock. Robinson left side. Takes a 3. That shot missing. Some solid defense from Ingram.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
And Adams with the slam.
Perhaps the toughest player in the NBA. It's tough to neutralize Adams' impact when he's out there.
Dragic against Bledsoe. Here's Hero. He's covered by Ball. Here's Leonard. And the shot is long.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Ball, no good. And so it's Iguodala. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead.
No hesitation at all in transition, and they have a huge margin in that department.
Fast breaks yield easy buckets, guys. They've made the most of their chances in that regard. The defense not able to get set. You get a running start to the rim, you should get a good number of scoring chances that way.
The drive-by Ball. Here's Hayes. And the 3 off target.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Dragic the pass to Hero. Shoots the 3. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Here's Ingram. Lays it up and banks it in. Ingram's got 4 points this quarter.
Gotta like seeing Ingram get going down underneath the rim. Just another dimension of his game that he continues to develop.
Timeout called, the Heat.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major, or it could be just a slight tweak.
The Heat making a switch here. Adebayo's checked in. Melli is checked in for the Pelicans. Bledsoe against Dragic. Pass to Iguodala. Back to Dragic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
And Dragic came into the NBA with something on his resume that not many other rookies have. He has a ring from winning the Slovenian Pro League the year before he came to America.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Dragic. And so here is New Orleans. 8-point game. Left side, ball. Bledsoe outside. Here's Melli. No good from outside. Here's Hero. Guarded by Bledsoe. From the left block. Got a piece of it. Here's Hero. And it's sent back by Bledsoe.
Boy, that was well done by Bledsoe there. Nice timing on that block. He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
And Bledsoe, here we go. It's good. Bledsoe's got 4 this quarter.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
Boy, I tell you what, the hole would be a lot deeper if he wasn't being as efficient as he's been so far.
Left side, ball. Here's Melli. They grab their own miss. Ingram. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Ingram's got 10 points in just the second half. And here's Dragic. Right side, Leonard. The pass to Adebayo. Back to Leonard. Heat moving the ball around. And here's Iguodala outside. No good. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. Here's Ingram. It's Adebayo with the rebound. Adebayo's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. And it's Leonard missing. Pelicans trail by 6. Ingram outside. Kicks to Bledsoe. Back to Ingram. And so the ball's out of bounds. Ingram touched it last.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
The Heat leading by 6. Here's Dragic. Passes to Hero. Back to Dragic. Five to shoot. And here's Iguodala outside. Pelicans pull it in. New Orleans has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Bledsoe passes to Melli. Adams dishes to Ingram. And it's Ball in the corner. Over Adebayo. Ball no good. And it's Dragic with the ball for Miami. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Up high to stop the alley-oop.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now here's Ball. He's tightly guarded. Here's Melli. Leonard brings the double team. Kick out to Adams. And the Pelicans miss again. The Heat leading by 8. The rebound by Steven Adams. Bledsoe outside. Ingram against Leonard. Ingram attacking. Over to the wing. Here's Melly. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Yeah, you know, you look at Ingram, and it's not all about scoring with him. He shows he shares the ball as well.
Inside. It's stolen by Adams. And here's the fast break. Ball leading the way. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 5 assists tonight. 1:29 left to play here in the 4th. And Adebayo throws it down.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're trailing by 6. 1:27 left in the 4th quarter. And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Bam Adebayo.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
Here's Ingram. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
And the foul called on Myers Leonard. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Pelicans trail by 6.
This is a do-or-die possession. They have got to get points.
It really does come down to this. I mean, come up empty, and it's over.
And nothing fancy, really, about that play. That's just good old-fashioned, hard-nosed basketball to get that one.
Here's Dragic. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
That really has been the difference. I mean, they've been the better team in transition.
Ingram against Iguodala. And it's Ingram missing. And Miami has possession. They're leading by 8. Leonard on the wing. Pass to Hero. Shot clock at 6. Now here's Adebayo. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Heat lead by 10.
And it's just competing. You know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, you know, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, Jimmy, you have not been shy about setting the bar high for this team defensively. Now, how do you think you did at that end tonight?
We did our thing tonight. We came out, put bodies on guys. Basketball is a game of runs, and they got some great scores, but in the end, we did what we were supposed to do.
You got the last run, and that's what matters. Thanks, Jimmy. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.